Hello, this is that creepy bald guy, and you know what I hate the most about Apollo Z Hack? Is that he speaks the big words gooder. I had to go look up and learn these big-ass words like pompous, flamboyant, meticulous, coctoculous. The last one was told to me by my friends. They said that I should use that a lot, that it means great, and that I'm coctoculous. I'm totally coctoculous. Anyway, today's subject, Apollo Z Hacks, the Reviewaverse. You know, in a sense, reviewing the Reviewaverse is a little redundant, as the actual reviewing pretty much is identical to his reviewing in the Hackdown, which was frackin' amazing. A quick rundown: the Hackdown contains criticism at its finest. Balanced, knowledgeable, well-spoken, unique. He immersed the viewer into whatever world he wanted to immerse us in. I completely stand behind the Hackdown as one of the best video review shows on the web. But I refuse to stand behind whatever the hell that's supposed to be.
Holy Kevin Bacon!
Your friend's after my cat. Actually, it's my mom's bus. Oh, it's bad.
God of War, and I want to eat the whiskers.
Go watch TV, Whiskers. The same is on.
Oh, vacuum.
That's just creepy. Insert more big flamboyant words here to emphasize my fanboyism. So what's different between the Reviewaverse and the Hackdown? Well, the Reviewaverse contains some negative reviews in contrast to the Hackdown, which was more positive reviews, and it also shows more of Apollo Z Hack on screen, whereas the Hackdown usually limited his appearances to the openings and endings of the video. So we'll be discussing the Hack himself more this time around. The last and more obvious difference is that the Reviewaverse is much more about the overarching storyline. And we instantly get to the red flag system. The Reviewaverse is one of those shows that, whether it's well done or not, it's either going to represent all that you love about video review shows or all that you hate about them. On one hand, if you love yourself some spectacle, whether it be AVGN, Linkara, Spoonie, or even the Irate Gamer, whatever, you will probably love the Reviewaverse, which I'd argue pulls this off more successfully than any of the above. On the other hand, if you want your video reviews to stick to, well, actual reviewing, you're probably not going to enjoy this as much, although you might at least concede that he does it better than the others. Part of the show's success, in my opinion, is that the reviewing itself is still in fine form and doesn't get shoved under the rug that is plots, characters, and After Effects, something almost all of sketch or plot-oriented reviews seem to lack. The reviewing is still great, so it works as a review show and a spectacle. We're not going to do the Triforce this time because it's pretty much the same as before. Just imagine the Hackdown with a long-running story and more humor.
The survivors of the ancient nerdpocalypse foretold it, a catastrophe that would engulf the Reviewaverse whole. For the fabled reviewer triad, they said, would rise again, heralding the end of days, a second nerdpocalypse. Of the triad, one would turn to darkness, another would fall, and the last, he would become our destroyer, or our last hope.
This is the premise. We then meet Apollo, a pompous, arrogant douche who makes a living doing video reviews, aka he's playing Spoonie. He starts having prophetic dreams, he befriends a dude living in his closet, which I'm totally sure is not symbolic for any hidden homosexual desires, and he finds himself clashing with 3 reviewers known as Gear.
Games!
Entertainment.
And anime.
Reviewers!
Let's begin with the script. When Kikassia was released to mixed reception, I remember people arguing whether it was meant to be intentionally bad or just if it was bad. The Reviewaverse, which is more of a mini-series than a movie, can also be argued that it is intentionally bad, but definitely has more foundation for it. They are blatantly spoofing, albeit affectionately, what video reviewing has become. What cracks me up the most about this is how the tiniest thing can set off a review.
I could conjure you tomorrow, we could snuggle a little bit, followed by a little free jack.
Excuse me?
Free jack. The Hannibal Lecter Rolling Stone Mighty Duck flick. Just listen.
They spoof imitations, obscure in-jokes.
Are you a dream, Aries?
A dream to some. A nightmare to others!
Making obscure John Borman Excalibur references isn't exactly the most audience-friendly gag, and I'm trying to be a good example for these two.
Admit it. You dug it.
I did.
They also make fun of theme songs, which is also really funny.
Are you a qualified reviewer?
What, are you kidding? I got my own theme song. Boys! Hit it!
The jokes vary from flat-out gags to quirky supporting characters to funny lines.
You've heard their echo, Apollo. It's floated through millenniums to find our ears. Their cry preludes the cataclysm that awaits.
Warsaw sequels?
The plot is full of cliches, but it knows it. It knows you know it, and it knows you know it knows it. There is some stale dialogue and awkward acting, sure, but like I said, it seems very intentional.
It's been foretold that you would be the last hope, or the destroyer.
You are destined to become the latter, for you dying at my hands will ensure the Reviewaverse's destruction as we know it.
Nerdaria shall rise again.
Nerdaria? Woman, I am really sick of your badly written cryptic dialogue.
There are different styles of hokey acting, from stiff to hammy of Angry Joe proportions, but the hack definitely steals the show. The cool thing is, regardless of this, everybody is very interesting. They play off each other very well, but they never take too much away from the hack, which is important because he's obviously the main character. Played by Matt Burkett, this is how I describe the hack. Imagine Robert Million and Spazmaster had a baby and that was Apollo. He has Rob's heavy enunciation abilities, but also Spazzy's smoothness. Oh dear God, why did I have to make that analogy? Hold on, give me a second. Just gotta get that image out of my head. Okay, I think I'm good. His acting abilities are balanced too, so he's not as hammy as the nostalgia critic, nor as stiff as Linkara, and he knows how to use his personality to maximum effect. He's not boring or annoying. As cheesy as this sounds, the hack is certainly not a hack. Moving on to the production values, there were multiple directors on this project, so I apologize for not outright naming them. I'm just that damn lazy. But they all showed lots of potential as filmmakers. There are plenty of camera angles which serve to amplify the drama and intensity. The framing is top-notch and the action scenes are captured very well, allowing us to see them in all their glory. There are plenty of slick editing tricks and an excellent use of zooming in and zooming out, but not to the point where it becomes over-directed. Interestingly, the first 2 episodes are shot kind of like a semi-film noir, complete with poses and voiceovers. But later episodes shift the style to more Kamen Rider-esque, and holy mother of Jew Wario, that is epic. The costume designs, considering they probably had no money, are pretty flashy and are just really cool to watch. It also ties in with the tokusatsu theme that Apollo follows. Furthermore, while there are after effects, they're more restrained compared to, let's say, an angry video game nerd review, so they aren't distracting enough to take you out of the situation. Finally, I love the musical cues and the theme song is quite memorable. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing revolutionary here. All of the camera work, direction, and post-production work is pretty conventional, But most web shows lack even that. It shows they have a sharp enough eye to notice this kind of stuff while having a good enough memory to use it effectively. This is probably because, in contrast to most video review shows, this show is actually directed by real directors. All in all, everyone in front or behind the camera just clicks, and the end result was an incredibly entertaining web series with good jokes, good action, good effects, as far as web shows go, and most of all, great reviews. 4 out of 4 stars. Just remember the red flags, as they will determine whether or not you're going to enjoy this. If I could describe Apollo Z Hack in one word that should be affiliated with him throughout the rest of his video reviewing career, that word is cocktoculous. Apollo Z Hack, you are the most cocktoculous person I know. My name is Marshall Horror, and I'm here to tell you that those who cannot do, critique. Oh, and for the love of God, why doesn't the Blackology Critic have his own show?
Yo, I'm the Blackology Critic. I remember because what he don't.
He's freaking cocktoculous too!